Oh yes! What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Blackfire Technical Analysis YouTube channel. I am your host, Crypto Bro, back at it again with another edition of the daily live stream. Hello, welcome. How are you? I hope you're healthy, safe, happy, and profitable as always. Not much to update on the community, but plenty to update on the charts. Again, as you guys do know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are my live streams. Thursday is Smash Brothers with the boys. And Fridays belong to my wife. So please, hopefully you guys are used to that by now. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be the stream dates from here on, at least for the time being until things change. And that's it. That's all she wrote. We're gonna hop right in. Title of the channel is... Not title of the channel. Title of the video is, will the dollar flip? We will get to see if the dollar will potentially flip or not. But for now, let's kick back, relax, and analyze. Gonna get a good look here at Mr. NASDAQ. Seeing continuation from last week. From a wick basis, stab at that resistance a few more times. Evidence that it remains a very strong resistance is still present here. Close enough is close enough. Just barely getting towards that resistance, getting rejected, coming back to the downside. We are still above the 21 exponential, so that does count for a lot of the move, in my opinion, at the current. But with the way price action looks to me currently, there are two possibilities. We could see flips to stab 13,500 bucks again, or we could see continuation on the pullback here towards 12,900 bucks even. Either way, I'm looking at two critical horizontal support and resistance levels that key in towards the next probability of a move, right? Looking to the upside, obviously any open and closure above $13,500 with confirmation of new tentative support above that diagonal trend line of resistance will definitely change my favor into a more bullish perspective long term. And I would be looking for continuation level by level, to the first level being like 13,940, followed by maybe 14,300 here. Into the downside, any open and closure below current support at 12,900. I would look for a stab at that 21, but at the end of the day, any open and closure below that support would be indicative of a change of behavior, in my opinion. That would be the first sign that the trend has come to an end. Again, we are on a really nice, nicely formulated uptrend formation here. Obviously, a little bit of a double top, but higher lows along the way until we break out to these higher high, higher low formations here. That I don't know if that marked as a high or as a low, but I know right here is a low and then higher highs. So we're still in an uptrending formation here. That has not changed, but again, if I do see breaches, confirmations below 12,900 bucks, I will classify this trend as ended, and I will be looking for significant pullbacks towards the 21, but more likely towards 12,530 to 550, and maybe even all the way back down to this once prosperous, diagonal trend line of higher lows here. Let me go ahead and extend that. I don't know what my problem is with my clicker today. Yeah, so seeing pullbacks into that diagonal trend line would not be out of the question. But would the trend be over? Would we be looking at a significant bearish lower high in the formation? My analysis would have to suggest yes, that is a very significant possibility within this downtrending market at the current moment in time. Obviously, we've had our changes of behavior, but from a significant long-term standpoint here, again, touch point here at the top of the trend that led to the inevitable breakdown to the lower lows here, ultimately leading to the next lower high, which formulated the diagonal downtrending resistance, followed by even more lower lows, followed by a nice little bit of an uptrend here, which could again ultimately lead to lower highs once again, and that would be indicative of bear market continuation, at which point, if confirmed from a macro perspective, I would be ultimately looking for lower lows over time. Very tradable, very big opportunity in both scenarios, whether we see continuation above that ceiling of resistance or not. Both present major opportunities to secure profits. So I would just recommend, again, I'm not a financial advisor, this is not financial advice, but I would recommend, if you are trading assets tied to NASDAQ, to, pay close attention. The next few days could be pivotal for this price action movement here. Moving on, actually, no, NASDAQ. I want to look at the momentum oscillators, which I did not get to here. Yeah, starting to see that momentum wane to the downside. Obviously, we still have a very positively sloped exponential here, but we are starting to see that that RSI lose a little bit of ground here. Would not be able to, would not be out of the question to see a top out here. And more evidence so on the stochastics, already seeing a fresh cross in the bullish critical territory here. Not the strongest cross in my opinion, but a cross nonetheless. So I would be aware of potential pullbacks to the downside. If the trend is not defeated, again, the trend is your friend until the end of the trend is confirmed. And until that point, yes, from the bullish perspective, we are above the 21 exponential. We do have a very beautiful uptrending formation. Opening closures above the $13,500 resistance would be indicative of uptrend continuation. So, prepare for everything, expect nothing, right? I don't expect nothing, but I am prepared for both scenarios to potentially play out, right? I'm just weighing out the probability of one scenario happening over the other scenario. But I digress. As long as price action remains above the 21 exponential, I am going to be looking for broader continuation to the upside. If and when I do see that, fail, I know the likelihood of the other direction, right? SPY futures very similarly. So, putting in many reversal style candlesticks, taking multiple stabs at the current resistance here at 41.75 here. We are a little away from the diagonal trend line of resistance for this one at the current moment in time, but what I would suggest would be a potential stab towards that region if we do escape this blue box territory right here at 41.75. Any open and closure above that region, the next target I'm going to be looking for is somewhere around $4,300, maybe $43.25. Again, give or take 20 to $25 here on that move up. Is going to be the general region that I'm going to be looking for here, and quite the same is the opposite here. Any opening closure below $4,100 here, I'm going to be looking for SPY futures to test the 21, but ultimately I'm going to be looking for a drastic pullback towards 49.15, especially if we confirm below the 21 exponential. All in all, it leads up to the macro perspective here, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, because the macro perspective here is going to be very important to pay attention to, right? We could see a series of lower highs continue this bear market to the downside, or we could confirm a weekly change of behavior and see otherwise. I wonder how NASDAQ looks on the weekly here. Already confirming a weekly change of behavior. Is that marked as a high? That is marked as a high. So, we do have a weekly change of behavior with weekly confirmation above the 21 exponential. So again, there's a little bit more fuel for the fire for them bulls there, but SPY futures not so much. Looking a little bit more timid and on the weak side from the bullish perspective. Let's see here. RSI losing a little bit of that, kind of going sideways, coiling around a little bit, still on a positive slope from the exponential here. Again, we could see pullbacks, ladies and gentlemen. That would not be out of the question to see some pullbacks. Stochastics already crossed over here in the bullish critical territory. Again, not the strongest cross I've ever seen, but it does have that point to the downside still in effect at the current moment in time. We have our conditions outlined. I'm being very patient with this market right now, especially with the positions that I have open. I am very deep in the profit zones for the assets that I'm holding for this one. So I'm just kind of waiting to see which one of these moves and in which direction before making further decisions on my positions. Moving on, US dollar index, will it flip or will it not? Now here's really what is very, very, very interesting here. We have a flatlined, borderline flatlined 21 exponential here. We have a sideways movement on the 21 exponential, and we did see a breach with a confirmation closure above. Now, with that being said, even though we have a flat-lined 21 exponential, I do still have to suggest for the US dollar index on this one to continue to the upside. The probability of it continuing up than down is higher in my opinion. I am going to be looking for 106.85 to be the next tested target. Again, I mean, we've tested it 1, 2, 3 times here. I'm going to be looking for price action to move up towards that point. Not only that, but we could possibly be looking at the higher lows for this formation on the US dollar index, which, again, you guys know what that means. It likely means continuation to the downside for the rest of the market, if so confirmed, right? We do have the low, but we do not have that series of continuation drives, right, to confirm that as the higher low. Excuse me while I drink some water. What was this saying? Higher lows, yes. So this one, let me look at momentum oscillators here. That low was confirmed on some bullish divergence here. We do see the RSI rejecting the exponential quite a few times, so there is some evidence for some downside pressure here. We already see stochastics breaching the 50 read and starting to lose that momentum right off the bat here. So again, in my opinion, this one's a little bit flippy, 50-50 on this one. If we see a continuation drive above 106.85, I'm going to be looking at this as the macro structural higher low for this formation, and I'm going to be looking for higher highs ultimately. If we do see opening closures above 106.85, I would immediately look for 108.40 as the next potential target to the upside. And then we all know the probabilities if we breach that region here, I'd be looking for 110 once again. Again, with this acting as the structural higher low for the formation. But if we breach that 21 once again and confirm, I'm going to be looking for another retest of the current support at 105.67, which we've breached and confirmed below before, but immediately got bought back by, damn it, I can't talk. Got bought back up. Try to say that 5 times. Got bought back up. God damn. And looking at potentially confirming this as a higher low structure. So, you know, with this one, I'm paying very close attention. I got money on positions right now. I'm holding shares of certain positions here that are, in my opinion, going to be dictated directionally by where the US dollar index inevitably moves, right? It's going to move. The question is in which direction, and in whatever direction it decides to move, I have a plan laid out on the other side of that. So I'm going to be paying very close attention. Again, we did confirm above the 21 exponential here. We're putting a lot of resting pressure on that. The 21 has basically gone flatlined. So, you know, I am going to be looking for continuation, and I'm also going to be looking for this to possibly breach once again. Until then, I'm being very, very, very patient. Hall of Fame Village finally initiating a pullback here. Very, very, very evidence of continuation to the downside, breaching support here. I'm going to be looking for a stab towards 96 cents. RSI here, again, no bullish divergence or no bearish divergence, but we do have a top signal here. After entering the bullish control zone here, nice little sway of momentum to the downside. Stochastics, bearish divergence. Bearish divergence. Yep, we got bearish divergence on the stochastics. That is likely playing out at the current moment in time. That would be enough, in my opinion, to see this one pull back to 96 cents, maybe even to 87 cents. Again, bearish divergence on the stochastics. Stochastics breaches back into the bullish control zone from the bullish critical zone. Exponential, not so much convincing of that momentum to the downside, but again, it is confirmed at the current moment in time, and we do see that bearish divergence playing out. But price action on this one remains above the 21 exponential, and as long as that condition remains, I am going to be looking for this one to continue upwards on a macro time frame perspective. But it would not be out of the question to see this uptrend. You know, I'm going to draw it out. Confirm a higher low anywhere in this region. Anywhere in this 87 cent region, maybe even down towards 78 cents could be a possibility. I would be looking for, if this one's going to be looking to confirm some kind of higher low, the first place I'd be looking for is right around the 21 at 84 cents here. It would be a really clean re-entry point, especially if we confirmed another higher low on that specific region before taking off to the upside. Very juicy. This one's been moving very, very, very nicely for quite some time. It's about goddamn time, right, for the Hall of Fame Village. But this one looking pretty nice at the end of the day. Again, drawbacks to be expected. Nice big uptrending boom formation here. Obviously, at some point, it was going to get sold into. This is your first piece of evidence right here when we tested the $1.21, something like that. Oh crap! I always forget to turn that off. I think we tested like 121, 124. I was a little off. Yeah, 1.24 and got sold into immediately. So evidence of people taking mass profits right there. Look at my feet. Hello. I'm just chilling. So yeah, continuation to the downside, not out of the question, especially if we confirm 107 as the new tentative resistance. I would immediately be looking for 96 cents to 87 cents as the possibilities to the downside. And again, momentum oscillators are speaking those volumes. Apple, currently trading this one. Still waiting for that next take profit zone, man. Close enough is not close enough for me. I want to see price action within at least 50 cents of that take profit zone. Price action did kind of like pull back a little bit on this one here. You know, would not be out of the question. Do we have a higher low? We do have a higher low. I mean, if this one's going to pull back to the 21, it would close this gap right here. That would not be out of the question, but we are still above the 163 spot 50 support. I'm immediately going to be looking for a stab towards 170 spot 70 here, which is where my next take profit zone is. Hey, I got viewers in the house. What's going on? I hope you enjoy my feet. I'm just kicked back doing some analysis for you guys. If you have any requests or comments, go ahead and drop them in that comment section. I will most certainly fulfill your ticker requests while I continue to do Apple. RSI for Apple, still in a beautiful uptrending formation here. I don't see any reason why it would not continue unless proven otherwise here. No top call just yet while we hold this support, but I would suggest if we do see breaches of that support with confirmation, we would get a top call within this region here, and I would immediately be looking for continuation towards that 21 exponential. I would look for this little bit of a gap here to fill overall, but we're still holding that support, so the possibility of seeing continuation towards 170 spot 70 still remains. Stochastics been coiling. This is so beautiful. This is what I like to see, this coiling action here in the bullish critical territory. This just speaks volumes that the bulls have control right now, but we do have a nice soft cross of the exponential in the bullish critical territory, could lead to continuation to the downside. Do we have bearish divergence possible? I would say yes. I would say it's slightly possible. I mean, so, like, it's hidden. This is definitely hidden bearish divergence. Again, if it does confirm, if we do confirm a top, I would look for stochastics to confirm some kind of hidden bearish divergence, and that would likely lead to price action moving